Okay, alright. Alright, let's get another episode of Bridge Commander out there. So E4, M4. Like I'm playing Doom now. E1, M1. Sip of my coffee here. I'm still going to use the last EXE, the one without the 3 GB patch, because it didn't seem to crash at all. So it seemed to be working just fine, so. And I say that and then the game crashes. Alright, I'm going to have to do the quick load mission. Or whatever. So what was the last save? E4, M4. Okay. E4. Oh. What? You can't just go to E4, M4? I got something else that's close to that in the same. I could try another save. E4, M3. I think that's the same as if I just loaded it. Alright, well, let's do it. I mean... Watch, it all just crashes, and I'm like, well, there goes the stream. I tried. I tried to get something out before I had to go to work, but I guess the fates, yeah, okay. Alright, we'll just load from new game then. None of my saves are working. I guess that's why the almost every mod, like Kobayashi Maru, including this one, tend to have a level select, because this game... It's like, I don't remember it being this unstable on Windows 2000, but I think as time went on, it just became more of a bitch. Alright. If this doesn't work, I don't know. Oh, it sounds like it worked. I hear the music, so that means it's loaded that up. Hopefully this segment's not too long and I can start making progress. Though it does suck when there's no checkpoints.
Sir, incoming transmission from Starbase 12.
On
yes.
screen, Ensign.
Captain, I'm pleased you were able to identify the aliens with whom the Cardassians are allied. We know nothing about this race, except that they are named the Kessock. Based on the information you gathered and other intelligence, we believe we have located a Cardassian shipyard in the Chambana system, being used by the Kessock. This is deep in Cardassian-held territory, and we are taking a significant risk here. However, I believe it is imperative the shipyard be destroyed. You will not be alone. The Enterprise will join you in this attack.
Oh, this is roughly where
Good
I left
hunting,
off.
Captain.
Okay.
You out.
Ah,
Sir,
mouse
the
sensitivity.
Enterprise has just warped in.
Message coming in from the
Yes,
Enterprise.
Captain?
It's Captain Picard.
Hello, Captain. I was pleased to learn that you were given the Sovereign. From all I've heard, you earned her. I see you have Commander Data on board. I hope you're enjoying your assignment on the Sovereign, Data.
Very much so, Captain. Her crew is disciplined and well-trained, and her captain is extremely competent.
What a
High
kiss-ass
praise
Data.
indeed, Captain. I hope you aren't trying to steal my officers from me. We should get underway, Captain. Admiral Liu has cleared us to proceed directly to Chambana 1. I'll follow you in. Picard out.
Picard's definitely like passive-aggressive. He's like, I was in a Galaxy class for 5 seasons, and you get it in 1 episode?
Yes, sir.
Chambana!
Course laid in.
Oh, I don't have my glasses. Oh my god, the text is so small.
Yes,
All right,
Captain.
we'll make do. The line must be drawn here. We warped out of the sun?
Sensors are picking up a shipyard with a Cardassian defense force.
It's like a
I'm
crappy Deep
also
Space
detecting
Nine.
Several what?
the same kind of ship we just saw in the Belarus system.
I'd have to agree with Commander Data's previous assessment. Those ships must be hybrids of Kessock and Cardassian design.
The hybrid ships are offline. They do not pose a threat.
Incoming message from Captain Picard. On screen.
Let's blow him up.
Enterprise to Sovereign. We'll hold off the escorts as long as possible. You go after the main target.
Red alert.
Red alert,
Red alert.
shields up.
Alright. Oh, it's just Hideki's, man. Like, Picard's got that. He can handle the Enterprise. He should be able to handle that shit. Alright. We need to
Your
intercept.
orders, sir.
I wish there was a command where I could
Intercept
do the
force
small warp.
plotted.
Sir, we're too close. We should keep our distance to avoid the shipyard's disruptors.
Fuck their disruptors. We need to get close. We need our phasers to do some damage. Not until we hit 40. There. Oh, there's a Keldon. How's the Enterprise? Well, Enterprise is still good. It's definitely beating the shit out of that Keldon. I gotta change my power level.
The Enterprise is under heavy attack, but is holding off the Cardassians.
Let's see. Oh god. There we go. Ooh. If the Enterprise takes out the Keldon, then we'll be just fine.
Captain, the Enterprise's shields are down to 25%.
What? It's got it. It's good. It's good. It's got the Keldon down. Oh crap! Almost hit that debris.
Sir, they are draining our dorsal shield.
Target hull integrity at 75%.
Port shield draining, Captain.
When we are in the middle of combat, the shields would drain. Now.
Captain, their attacks are draining our starboard shield.
The reactor is pretty much offline, so it doesn't have a lot of power, so I might as well try to get in close so I can do more damage.
Sir, they are draining our dorsal shield.
Target hull
Yeah, its weapon
integrity at
systems are
50%.
offline. I can get in like about 10. My shield should be charged up. That should be it. There's no way you can. Oh, really? I'm gonna beat the
Port
phasers.
shield draining, Captain.
Alright. Shipyard's down. Now let's take out some of these.
Shipyard has been destroyed.
Target the
Captain,
galore.
I'm detecting energy spikes coming from the hybrid
Oh,
ships.
they left.
It looks like some sort of self-destruct sequence. Sir, the hybrids have been destroyed.
Oh, good.
Can you scan the debris? Maybe we can
And the
salvage
Enterprise took
some
some.
of their
Oh, they
technology.
are targeting
I'm
warp
sorry,
cores.
Commander. Those explosions completely disintegrated the ships.
Sir, the Enterprise is hailing us.
On screen, Ensign.
Congratulations, Captain. Your ship fights well. The Enterprise is assigned elsewhere, so we'll be off. It was a pleasure to work with you again. Until next time, Enterprise out.
You know,
Incoming
it would have been
subspace
cooler
message
to
from
play as
Starfleet.
Picard, but I
On
guess then they'd have to
screen.
do
Aye,
more voice
Commander.
acting. We have to get the whole
Once
crew
again,
here.
you have done an invaluable service for the Federation, Captain. The damage you inflicted on the Cardassian Kessak war machine should slow them down long enough for us to bring more ships into the area. Your bravery in the face of overwhelming odds will be remembered. Return to Starbase 12. When the Sovereign is finally scheduled for R&R, I'll reserve all of the Starbase's holodecks for your crew.
Yay!
You out.
We can go hang out in like a 17th century or like, oh wait, like an early 19th century, like, you know, bar in Paris or some shit, because that's apparently what people in the future like to do.
Your orders, sir. Course laid in.
Warp us
Aye,
out.
Captain.
Give us the warp soul. Warpala. I do like the soundtrack to this game. It's not as good as Wrath of Khan or anything like that, and it's not really like using Star Trek stuff, but it fits.
Chief Science Officer's personal log, stardate 55321.6. Our assignment in the Maelstrom continues, and the Sovereign has definitely seen her share of the conflict. Despite destroying the Cardassian shipyard, I'm still a bit unnerved. Who are these Kessock, and how closely are they working with the Cardassians? I haven't been able to get more than a glimpse of their technology, but what I've seen so far is impressive. Felix is convinced we haven't seen the last of them, and I, for one, wouldn't mind taking a closer look. Commander Larson feels I'll get that opportunity, but for some reason, I'm not entirely looking forward to it.
Incoming subspace transmission from Starfleet, sir.
Oh, here we go.
The USS Geronimo is undergoing repairs after a skirmish with Cardassian forces during her last assignment. Their mission was to gather information on a Cardassian intelligence outpost, but they were discovered before they could locate their objective.
Sir, the Geronimo's docked at Starbase 12. She looks like she's been under heavy fire.
Captain, you will complete the Geronimo's mission. Starfleet intelligence believes the Cardassian outpost they were sent to investigate holds vital information. There are very few leads, but Captain McRae felt he was on the verge of discovering its coordinates. Use every means at your disposal to locate the outpost, and proceed to the site for reconnaissance. Report your findings to me at your earliest opportunity. Good luck. Liu out.
Captain, examination of the Geronimo's logs may provide some insight.
Okay. How do we examine their logs?
Captain? Hailing frequencies open.
Hey, can you
They
send
are
over
not
your logs?
responding.
Oh, those assholes.
Captain?
Oh, Geronimo's here. Why isn't it inside the starbase, the USS Centaur? Oh, nice. I like how the Akira class was only really in the games. Like, I mean, they
Captain,
were in Starfleet
Perhaps
Command.
Commander Data can retrieve the
Oh,
Geronimo's
Your orders,
logs.
Captain? His log goes into further detail. I will cue it to audio.
Captain's log. At 0600, we detected a Cardassian scout ship on course for the Prindle system. Passive sensors detected Cardassian activity near the inner planets, but we lost contact with the scout. I'm holding position near Prindle 5 till things quiet down a bit. Then we'll sneak in and have a look about. I believe we're close to our objective. There's too much activity in system. The Cardassians don't go mucking about for nothing.
That was Captain McRae's final entry.
He sounded pretty confident.
I
Oh,
agree.
good morning, Besson.
Good morning.
It's definitely worth scouting the
And thank you
Prindle
for the
system.
resub. How's your morning going? It's morning for you, right? Oh, I gotta talk
How
to
may
Data
I
again.
assist?
Oh, mind. Talk
Yes,
to
sir?
this chick. Chill mission objectivos. Go to Prindle. I'm to go to Prindle. Here's my...
Your
this
orders,
person.
Captain.
Yeah, so like the Akira class, I feel like, you know, it's kind of big, but you never see it in any of the shows. But I guess it was like one of those fan favorite like video game ships or something, or like a scrap ship. I don't know the history of the Akira class. But I do know it plays a predominant role in this game in like Starfleet Command, you know, the RTS Star Trek game, which I think is Star Trek Armada. I think that's what it's called. Maybe one day I'll play that one.
Course laid in.
Did I set a course to
Course
Prindle?
laid in.
Okay, let's go to Prindle. Warping it out.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain. Yo! Close to 4 a.m. Ah. Oh, you got a cold? Oh, that sucks. I hope you feel better. At least you don't have to go to work. Oh, look at the star system. Oh, I gotta wait for the camera to turn around. Doot, doot, doot.
Captain, we should conduct a scan of the area.
Alright,
and see
I'm
if we
trying
can
to
pick
take
up
a money
anything on
shot here.
sensors.
But we're in the wrong facing of the ship. We need to see the front. I want to see that nebula. That's the other thing this game needed was a better like third-person camera. Like I can do the camera in the tactical command and have it a free camera, but there we go. Yeah. All right. Sensor thing. Okay.
Yes, Captain.
Scan this
Initiating scan.
Captain?
I'm not detecting any unusual readings, Captain.
My scopes are clean. Not so much as a whisper.
I guess we
Captain
can go
McRae's
home.
logs were quite specific about the activity in the system.
Well, there's no activity now, Commander.
Yeah.
If there's
What do you think of
anyone
that?
there, they're hiding pretty well.
Maybe they packed up and left.
And they could be waiting for us to get closer before they ambush us.
You said yourself there's nothing going on, Felix.
That's the problem. It's too quiet.
Too quiet.
McRae seemed confident there was something going on in this system.
In space, it can
Maybe
never
we
be
should
too
move on
quiet.
to one of the other planets and continue our search there.
I concur. If Captain McRae investigated the area, as his logs indicate, we may learn more of what transpired before the Geronimo was attacked.
I mean, duh, guys.
Your orders, sir.
Like, we don't need a meeting to go, like, maybe we should go to Prendle 1.
Course laid in. Aye, Captain.
Prendle 1's up here, I guess. Zoom! Do. Yeah, if there's a Black Friday sale on GOG for Starfleet Command 3 and the Armada games, even though I had the Armada games on disc, like, it's just more convenient to use the GOG EXE.
Yes, Captain.
Or just to have it digitally so I
Initiating
never have to go
scan.
in the garage and dig through a bunch of drawers
There's a
to
heavy
find a disc.
concentration of solar radiation in the
That
area,
the
sir.
installer may or may not
Besides
work.
that, I'm not detecting anything significant.
Okay, I guess we're done with Prendle.
Captain? Course laid in. Yes, sir.
How many people have to randomly go on the bridge and leave the bridge? We always hear that door. It's like, shh, shh. Where's that door? It's not that one. That's the captain. Is it behind me? It's one of these, right? Main thing. There's always like someone standing behind me. I don't know what work they're doing.
Captain, we should conduct a scan of the
Oh.
area and see if we can pick up anything on
Yes,
sensors.
Captain?
No, wrong person.
Yes, sir. Initiating scan. I'm sorry, Captain. I'm not picking up any distinctive readings or signs
Your
of
orders,
any
Captain.
activity.
Prendle 2, Prendle
Course
3.
laid in. Aye, Captain.
Scan for life forms. Have Data do it. Have him sing his dumb song from the movie. Life forms. You tricky little life forms. Whoosh. What's over here? Space dust. Okay, let's leave.
Yes, sir.
Star Trek.
Initiating scan.
Exploring brand new worlds. Seeking out new civilizations. Boldly
Captain,
going.
I'm detecting some anomalous
Oh,
readings near
anomalous.
Prendle 3's second moon.
I've added the new coordinates to the con, sir.
To the
Your
moon,
orders,
and
Captain.
Commander. What is she, Lieutenant? Strange readings.
Yes, sir.
Happy Data was the worst. he's like joking around with LaForge with his tricorder. He does a fucking tricorder puppet. I'm amazed LaForge put up with that. I would have just beamed out immediately after that, like after the tricorder. It's like, I don't know, Jordy. Well, do you know Mr. Tricorder? Well, I don't know. It's like maybe Data was not emotionally fit to go on missions after he put that emotional chip in him. Maybe he should have took like a good week off or something. Especially for an away team mission. You'd think Troy, being that that's her job, would have deemed him unfit. She is the ship's counselor. Who the fuck keeps what are you doing? Just get your scans and then leave. Stop coming in and out. What? Who's that? What are you doing here?
Captain, I'm picking up a new contact.
This could be what we're looking for. Miguel?
Yeah, Miguel.
Hard to say, Commander. There's a lot of sensor interference.
I'm not detecting any other contacts. If we can get closer, we might get a clearer picture.
Should we get really close? Whoop. All right, full impulse. That's gonna take a while. It's
Your
a
orders,
station.
sir.
Intercept course. That's the
Intercept
only way
course
I can
plotted.
go into a small warp. You see where I got the trails?
Captain, I think we're clear of the interference. Shall I scan the target?
No,
I
no,
think
don't
we've
get too
found
close.
the outpost.
Captain, our orders from the Admiral are to investigate the outpost further and gather as much information
Your
as
orders,
possible.
Captain.
See, the only thing that sucks is there's never going to be any foot missions because they didn't program that part of the game.
Initiating scan.
So, as much as I love the space combat, it's only like half of the show because
Minimal
the
power
rest of it was
readings.
like going on stations.
Main life support appears to be running on backup power. Most other major systems are offline. Sensors aren't picking up any life forms. Captain, sensors are picking up several distinct energy patterns coming from the outpost. It almost looks like a power surge of some kind.
Captain, the station is powering its weapons. I think we've triggered some kind of
Red
Red
defense
alert,
system.
shields up. We have to neutralize the station's defenses before we can send
Your
anyone
orders, sir?
over to check it out.
Captain, I suggest we exercise caution when engaging the station. If the outpost is destroyed,
Your orders, sir?
any information it holds will be
Engaging
lost.
to disable, Captain.
So I got to disable its weapons. So that means my phaser, I need to put the intensity to low.
Captain?
Even though I'm going to up my weapons, but that's for the charge. It must have been interesting writing this game because it's like, well,
Moving
you're
into attack range.
you're limited to the what's it called? Everything taking place on the bridge. Oh, excuse me. Because they only modeled the bridge. They didn't model like 10 forward or any of the other stuff on the ship. I remember this being kind of annoying because it's like I have to get in position all around the station to take out its
We've
its
disabled
weapons.
one of the station's phaser banks, Captain. We've disabled one of the disruptor arrays, sir.
And it's kind of hard to tell, like, if I'm in the right position. Maybe I'll go above it. Here, I can cycle through the different phaser arrays. Try to get one that's closer to me. There we go. That's the one that's like shooting me right now. Because I remember failing this mission a lot in like the 2000s. Because I just would do too much damage to the station.
Second phaser bank disabled.
Alright, that one's closer, so we'll go with that. Quantum torpedoes! Luckily, though, these phasers are on the struts, so I'm not really doing too much damage to the actual hull. What makes it a pain is I have to get in the certain position, so that means I gotta weaken the shields on that side. Like, it'd be way easier to just destroy it. There's another Star Trek game, I guess because I got time to talk about Star Trek games. There's one where it's like it plays like Baldur's Gate or XCOM, like it's isometric and I control a squad.
Half the station's
It got like
phaser banks have
mediocre
been disabled,
reviews
sir.
at the
Half
time
the
it came out,
disruptor
but I
arrays
wouldn't
have
mind
been
trying to play
disabled,
that.
Captain.
That's the thing is I can play a lot of these Star Trek games now because number one, they're not commanding that $60, $70, or in Starfleet Command 3 was like an $80 or a $90 game when it came out. Like, it was quite expensive. Now these games are like $5. They just put it in reverse. Alright, that phaser's down. So I wouldn't mind that, like, all I lose is basically time when I play them.
Target hull integrity at 75%.
Right, we did it.
The station's defenses have been neutralized.
The outpost is powering down, Captain.
All right, go to
Cancel red alert.
cancel red alert. We got to get
My
our battery
orders from
power.
Admiral
and see.
Liu are to investigate the outpost when found. Any information we uncover is vital.
Security
Vital.
is standing by to assist you, sir. Select as many as you need for an away team.
Thank you, Commander. 2 should be sufficient.
Goes Data. He's like, I'm gonna go over there and then contact you from the other room. Oh, you're taking my engineer with you? Oh no, he's just moving over here for some reason. Cool. Not the same experience. I've heard
Standing
about
by
that
to
Star Trek
transport the
VR
away
game.
team.
I don't know like how good its simulation is though. That's
Captain,
the
the
thing.
away
Also, I
team
don't
is
have
transported
VR,
to the
so I
outpost.
can't really play it.
Incoming message from Commander Data. On screen.
I've seen some Let's Plays of it, but it doesn't seem like...
Commander Data
it seems more
reporting.
like a
The outpost is powered
gimmicky
down,
interactive
but I was
thing.
able
Oh, I
to
like
tap
the
into
Deep Space Nine
information
windows.
systems. They have been stripped of routine procedural codes, but that's all. It appears the Cardassians evacuated the station in a hurry. We are heading toward the engineering deck to attempt to bring main power back online. Captain, I will attempt to access the primary computer core. Apparently, the Cardassians anticipated our arrival. The core is heavily encrypted. It could take some time to gain access.
Also, like that VR game, right? It's more of the Abrams
Captain, I'm
versus Star
picking
Trek.
up 3 Galore-class vessels
shit.
on an intercept
Red alert,
course.
shields up.
They're attacking the outpost, Captain. Your
Oh,
orders,
see, that was
sir?
the problem. Is like if I did too much damage to the outpost, then I'd have to deal with this.
Data to Sovereign.
Like, they
I'm
would just
detecting
blow up the
nearby
outpost.
explosions. Please report.
Our Cardassian friends are back, Commander.
I need several more minutes to break the encryption.
Their forward
And then
shield
every time
has
I do that, I
failed.
gotta
Can't let
like...
the Cardassians destroy the outpost. Maybe we can draw them off.
Yeah, I'll focus on the ones shooting the outpost. So it seems like next-gen Trek is now
Sir,
becoming more
another ship
established,
is
because
on
there's like
collision
3
course
shows that take place, or, you know, 2 shows that take place in next-gen. The Kardashians are here.
Target hull
They're
integrity at 75%.
being terrible people and influencing a lot of other people to be terrible people.
Captain, we have collapsed their bottom shield.
Sir, they are draining our dorsal shield.
Sir, we are draining their top shield.
This should be a good strike right here. I can get in position.
Sir,
Oh, my
they have
phaser
hull
intensity is
breaches
still
on
low.
multiple decks.
That's why I'm not doing the damage I usually do. I was like, what the hell?
Captain, we have collapsed their bottom shield. Target hull integrity at 75%.
We're in danger of colliding with another ship, Captain.
Warp core is basically down. I got that ship.
Target hull integrity
Oh, they
at
just
20%.
warp out as little cowards. Oh, not the outpost. Target that warp core.
Captain, we have collapsed their bottom shield.
Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so there's like 2 shows that take place in Next Gen timeline, right? And they're all the cartoons. It's what was it? Lower Decks, and then that other one that is like made for like little kids, the CGI one that looks like the Star Wars Clone Wars
Target
cartoon.
hull integrity at 75%.
So it's like maybe there's a possibility for more Next Gen games, but it seems like the only Star Trek game out now is like that mobile game, which I refuse to play. And then, of course, Star Trek Online, which still gets updated, so that's probably like the only real modern Trek game.
Target hull integrity
Sadly.
at 50%. Their left shield has collapsed, sir.
Oh, they're dead.
Incoming message from Commander Data. On screen.
Cancel red alert.
I have broken the encryption sequence. Evidently, the Cardassians attempted to wipe their computer core's memory before they evacuated.
That would explain the encryption.
They were not entirely successful. It appears the Cardassians are focusing their efforts on the search for a device of some kind. Records indicate quite thorough research on the history of the Vesuvius star system, as well as the solar event that recently took place there.
Do you think there's a connection between this device and the Vesuvius event?
No,
From what the
I'm just
Cardassian
bringing
logs
it up.
indicate, that would seem to be a reasonable conclusion. I am ready to transmit the remaining core memory to the Sovereign for further analysis.
You know what else weirds me out about Data too? How come in Star Trek Generations, you know, the movie,
Energizing.
his makeup is all fucking weird looking? You know what I mean?
The
Like they
away
made him
team
all
has been
pasty.
transported back to the Sovereign, Captain.
Look at this pose. Oh, okay. It's like they changed his makeup for the movies for some reason. It's like he looked fine on the TV show. I don't know why they made him more like, you know, lizard looking for some reason.
I believe our mission has been successful, Captain. I will be taking some time to analyze the computer core information. As humans
Hey, what's
say,
up, ball busting babe?
it looks like a gold mine.
Don't worry.
Captain, I suggest we destroy the outpost. It might compromise the
All right,
Federation's
yeah, yeah.
interests if
Yes, sir.
anyone were to stumble across it.
Blow it up.
Engaging to destroy, Captain.
Alright, well, he's blowing it up. Oh, this mouse sense. This game was clearly not made for first person. Yeah, we don't need to up our shields. Money shot. Beep, shoop, shoo, shoo, shoo.
Lining up forward torpedo tubes.
Pew pew. Pow pow. Bang bang. I just wish whoever has
Sweeping through
the Star
phaser
Trek
arcs.
license would make Star Trek games, you know, like legit games, not just like mobile games. Bethesda at one point in time was thinking, because they had the Star Trek license, they were thinking about making a Oblivion game, like style game in Star Trek, but I
Falling
guess
back for an
that's their new
attack
game
run.
coming out now. Because I guess Todd Howard has always been interested in making a like space kind of game, you know, like a free roaming space game. So who knows, maybe someone can mod
Sweeping through phaser arcs.
when Starfield comes out, they can mod it and make it Star Trek. Because that seems to be the one game that's looking like everything I want, roughly. I mean, like, at the very least, you have planet stuff and you have ship stuff.
Lining up rear torpedo
What I really
tubes.
want is, like, an actual living
Outpost
galaxy
destroyed.
kind of thing, like Space Rangers.
I've informed Admiral Yu
Oh,
of our
that explosion.
progress.
It was beautiful.
She's responding.
What the
Commander
fuck,
Data.
Captain?
What information were you able to gather from the core?
Nothing, I just like
Admiral,
blowing
sweeping
shit
there
up.
are
through phaser
indications the
arcs.
Cardassians are conducting a focused search for some type of device. The information in the core indicates that the Cardassians suspect the Alioth system as its
Alioth.
possible location.
Thank you, Commander. Captain, this discovery corroborates intelligence Starfleet discovered only recently. I cannot go into details over an
course you can.
unsecured channel.
Yeah, Oh,
Return to Starbase 12 immediately, and I'll brief you
Captain?
then. Liu out.
it's a course.
Course laid in.
Warp us out.
Aye, Captain.
Commence warping. Warpadoodles. Boop-a-ding. Ding dong. As you know, like there are games like the X series and stuff, but they don't have like a living universe. They're more like set pieces that you show up to, even though they're large. And like Starfleet
Incoming
Command has
subspace
kind of
transmission
a
from
living
Starfleet,
universe. I
sir.
mean, other factions will conquer
We
space.
must move
There we
quickly.
go.
It is apparent the Cardassians have a significant lead in the search for the mysterious device mentioned in the computer logs you retrieved. Proceed at best speed to the Alioth system.
Best speed.
All evidence points to this system as the location of the device
Warp
they're searching for.
9.99.
Slip in quietly, locate and gather information on the device, then get out. You won't have any backup, and you will most definitely be outnumbered. Godspeed, Captain. You out.
What exactly are we looking for?
The outpost's logs indicated the device was silicon-based, with a potential density
see.
of over
Xenomorphs.
20,000 kilograms per meters cubed.
That's pretty dense.
It
They're
is.
dense.
That's about 8 times the minimum density of granite.
Hey, can
I
we
have
stop
modified
nerding
our
out?
sensors accordingly.
But No Man's Sky, the universe is a lonely place, just like Well, that's the thing is like a lot of these like space games are like, hey, check this out, we got procedurally generated all this stuff, and it's like it's just empty worlds for me to explore, and there's nothing, you know, there's nothing else going on. I mean, EVE Online, you know, has like factions and stuff like that, and players do things, but that's an MMO. So what I want is like a single player game where it would be like Total War, where like factions do stuff, but I also do stuff. It doesn't just feel like it's a static world. I think that's my problem with like Oblivion and Fallout. It's always like, you know, nothing happens until I show up. Like, quests don't happen, people don't do anything. And it's nice, but it's...
Yes, sir?
I feel like we can do more. What's the USS Ares? Oh, look at that, it's Defiant.
Captain,
You know what, let's dock though. We need to get our torpedoes.
docking sequence initiated.
Refuel. Even though I like, you know, like I like games like that, but it's like, it's funny how things really haven't changed since Dragon Quest. I mean, graphics have changed, sure, but like when you think about it, it's the basic structure of like RPGs and stuff is roughly the same. Like, all right. Oh, I love the engine glow.
Yes, Captain?
Well, who knows? Maybe someone will mod Starfield to have like more active AI. I was hoping someone would do that with what's it called, Oblivion. You know, like have other adventurers and stuff do stuff, but I guess that's a little too much. Ton of detail. That's what. Yeah, we don't see that anymore. Yeah, you're right. Like,
Course laid in.
it's because I guess like modern gamers don't care, or we became more focused on console gaming. You know, like. PC gaming, which were the games that pushed that kind of shit, kind of started to just try to design their games to be also work on console with limited memory, and so they scaled back their ideas. You look at stuff that happened in Ultima and stuff that happens in a lot of those old RPGs, like what they were really doing, and then like later on in the 2000s, you know, even though like KOTOR is pretty good and KOTOR 2 is fun.
Long-range sensors are detecting a heavy concentration of Cardassian activity in the system, sir.
We'll have a hard time staying undetected, Captain.
Maybe they haven't found the device yet.
Let's hope. Chief, what can we do to lower our visibility?
If we boost power to engines, we'd be detectable by the increased impulse engine
so
emissions,
don't boost engines,
Captain.
like I never do.
As long as we don't boost power to the engines, I think
literally
can
never
keep our
do that.
signature reduced.
We can lower the main shields and keep our weapon systems powered down.
So
they detect
green,
us in an instant
just not
if we
red
powered
alert.
either one of
Okay.
those back up.
I would also advise against using any boosted scans to search for the device, Captain. That was
So
most
don't mess
certainly
with
your
any
orders,
of the
Captain.
power, but I don't
We'd
have
have
to
to
lower it.
maneuver into low orbit and use each planet to cover our sensor signatures.
Flying half blind with an arm and a leg tied
Not
behind
really.
our back?
I mean, we're at 100%
Wonderful.
sensor.
Well, Captain, where should we
Your
start?
orders, Captain.
Let's start here. How many? There's 2 planets? Oh, it's just one.
Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
I think Deus Ex and Thief are the best examples of like games that had really high ambition. Like, you look at Deus Ex 1 or Thief: The Dark Age, and then you look at Thief 3 and Deus Ex 2 because they had to be confined to the Xbox. The scale down is immense. Like, the levels are smaller, the details worse. I mean, the graphics are better, sure.
Entering standard orbit.
What are we doing? Are we scanning
Yes,
the planet?
Captain?
Search the Alioth.
We need to search the Alioth system for the device.
Your orders, sir.
So I guess we're scanning planets.
Initiating scan. A small planetoid, mostly carbon rock and water ice. A few other trace minerals and metals are scattered around the surface, but not at an unusual level.
You know, it's like this game here I'm playing came out in what, like 2001, 2002, and it still hasn't really been surpassed in terms of like a Star Trek Bridge game. Then again, I guess there's people, you know, there are people who play flight simulators that still play IL-2 Sturmovik, and they still play like Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator 2. Though to be fair, Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator 2 is highly moddable, so that's probably why, and it runs on anything. Like,
Yes, Captain.
okay.
Captain?
Set a course. Wait, where are we? Are we Alioth? Alioth 8. We'll just do it. You know what? I'll just go to 3 because I'm pretty sure 3 is the one, but
Course
we'll do
laid
it
in.
one at a time.
Yes, sir.
Be really
Leaving
dickish
orbit.
of the programmers to make it the last one. Used to simulate and generate scoring highlights for the week. That's right. Like the last NFL game was what, the ESPN one on the original Xbox.
Captain, I'm detecting a Cardassian patrol.
Running at the reduced power settings, I'd advise keeping a distance of greater than 100 kilometers, or we risk being detected.
I've plotted several nav points around the planet that should keep us out of their detection range.
What's this
Your
nav
orders,
point?
Captain.
Nav,
we can
beta?
fall back to these positions if we
Nav,
start to get a
gamma.
little too
So
close.
I need to go to beta and then gamma.
Your orders, sir. Yes, sir.
So in sports games, it felt like games were going on while you were playing it. Yeah, so it doesn't just feel, and also players get traded too. Like that happens as well, and teams kind of like injuries happen and stuff. That helps create a world where it's not just you, the player, causing things. Like things happen around you. I think that's like the games I like the most. You know, I don't get me wrong. I like the power fantasy and being like the hero and shit, but I also don't like being the only entity where shit happens around. Like, it'd be better if other stuff was going on too. I think that's why multiplayer games are so popular. I think other players feel that. Because, you know, they want to, like, kick ass and do stuff, but they also want it to feel like other stuff is going on. I think that's why I liked Battlefield back in the day. Oh. Is he behind the planet? Alright, let's go to Gamma.
Your orders, Captain.
We'll go to Gamma and then we'll get to the planet. And we'll scan it.
Yes, sir.
You wish they could always do... you know, the problem is I can't think of an RPG where they do something like that. I can think of strategy games, again, like Total War, or, you know, like Starfleet Command, or Civilization, or something like that, where it does seem like stuff happens. But an RPG, not I can't think of a single one. I can think of roguelikes. It's hard to tell. Maybe we
Yes,
can
sir?
try it now.
Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
You know, even if it was a simple RPG, like, again, Dragon Quest, right? Like, if you took all the mechanics of Dragon Quest, but, like, had other things going on.
We're getting dangerously close to one of the Cardassian patrols. We should hold back or we'll be detected.
I don't
Your
care.
orders,
Standing by for
Captain.
course change, Captain.
We must orbit the planet in order to conceal our sensor scans from the Cardassians.
I thought we were orbiting it. Did
Yes,
she
sir?
automatically stop?
Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
I remember this mission kind of sucking too, because it's almost trial and error. Like, stealth missions in this kind of game is just not the best.
Captain,
Entering standard
initiating scan. This planet is mostly carbon, nickel, and iron. No anomalous readings.
Heroes of Might. Oh yeah, that one's like that too. There's a lot of Heroes
orbit.
likes.
Captain,
But again, that falls more into the strategy game
course laid in.
spectrum.
Yes, sir.
I just wish someone would
Leaving
combine
orbit.
that aspect with like an actual like first person or something like this kind of adventure game. That's why I like XCOM, you know, because the aliens in XCOM actually have a tech tree and they have to do
Captain,
things.
the Cardassians have set up a few satellites to orbit the planet.
Oh, good.
They appear to be continuously scanning its surface. Although their focus is on the planet's surface, I'd advise keeping a distance of greater than
Captain?
50 kilometers, or we risk being detected.
Yes, sir.
We might be able to establish orbit, a safe distance in between
Oh, you're
the
right.
other
Mountain
satellites.
Blade's pretty close.
From what we have observed, it appears the Cardassians
Because you can
are
get
focusing
married
their
and
search
forge
on the planets of the
alliances.
system.
Or you could just be
Perhaps
a traitor.
We should do the same.
Or you could be a warlord. Like, that one kind of fits the bill. Space Rangers is kind of like that too. They're just a little on the like heavy tech side and a little generic, but at least they're trying. At least they're doing something with sort of a more like living world
Your
kind
orders,
of
sir.
feel. Think I can
Standard
make
orbit.
it?
Aye, sir.
See, that's why I feel like Daggerfall modding. Like, if people can start modding Daggerfall, they could start making a much more, because Daggerfall is really shallow. That's like, it's huge, but it's kind of small in terms of its depth.
Captain,
one of the
we're
ways
getting
people described it
dangerously
is like it
close
was
to
a
one of
big
the
pool,
satellites.
but with a
Much
like
closer, and we risk being detected.
Standing by
Your
for
orders,
course
sir.
change, Captain. Entering
Initiating
standard
scan.
orbit.
Like it was like as big as an ocean, but the depth
The
was like
planet's
1 foot.
atmosphere
That's how
is
people
rich in
would describe
sulfides, methane,
Daggerfall.
and other toxic gases. But I'm not detecting anything else.
But
of
if you add
interest.
more random quests and like, you know, maybe an ability like, well, what they really need to do is get rid of all those fucking dungeons because they're awful. They need to
Your
redo
orders,
all
Captain.
the dungeons. Alright, or that would be priority 1. How do I get out of here? We can't warp? Oh, I gotta set a course. Gotta
Course
set a
laid in.
specification
Yes,
of where
Captain.
we need to go.
Leaving orbit.
Again, that's why I think MMOs, like people like that, like, you know, because people are like, oh, there's all these other players. The problem with an MMO is, especially most of them tend to be like their theme parks, right? You get in a line to do a quest, and the quest just resets and everyone
Sir,
does it.
I'm detecting another Cardassian
Unless it's like
patrol in
EVE
orbit of
Online.
the planet.
Oh, here we go.
Captain?
I gotta do the... I wonder if the device is on a random planet. That would be really annoying, right? If they program that in. Like, it's always like the 5th planet you search or some shit.
Your orders, sir.
Koros. Oh, wait, no. I need to do the nav point bullshit.
Yes, sir.
Actually, it looks like it's kind of open.
Captain?
See, because it's hard to tell, right? That's the problem. Like, if you're close or not. Here, slow it down. Full stop. How do I tell her to full stop?
Your orders, sir.
There's no... Oh, all stop.
Yes, Captain.
Okay. Just wait it out. It looks like I'm in the right spot.
Captain? Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
You know, but in reality, yeah, like you queue up for a raid, so then it's like in reality the world's like it's not even, it's actually less alive than a single player RPG, because at least in a single player RPG when you do the quest, it's gone. You know, it doesn't reappear or anything, and you don't watch other players do the exact same quest. That's what always killed the immersion for me in like games like
we're getting dangerously
World of
close to
Warcraft.
one of the Cardassian patrols.
That's why I have a
hold that
dislike
or we'll be
of
detected.
MMOs
Captain.
because of
by
stuff
for
like
course
that.
change.
Initiating
Captain?
scan.
Even though I've played MMOs, but it's like that immediately takes me out of the fucking experience.
This barren planet shows signs of subsurface water,
Your orders,
rich in
Captain.
many minerals. There aren't any indications of life beyond the cellular level.
Course laid in. Aye, Captain.
And I never really cared
Leaving
about the
orbit.
social aspect, you know, like meeting people and then getting, doing raids and stuff. Like that does not interest me at all. So that, like, for me, it's like the actual world itself, and yeah, just stand next to them. Oh yeah, that too. Like when they just immediately respawn in front of you, you got guys capping certain like
Captain, I'm picking
mobs.
up
Not
more
only that, but the
satellites
amount of
orbiting
cheating, like the
planet.
huge amount of botting and like, you know, gold farmers and shit. It's like every now and then your fucking shit gets spammed with like, do you need
Your orders,
to be
Captain?
highly,
Yes,
you know,
Captain?
do you want like the perfect character and shit? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yes, sir.
I'm already at alpha. Delta. Let's go to
Yes,
Delta.
sir. Yes, sir.
You know, that's why if I do play STO, one of the things about STO is it uses instances, so we'll rarely see other players. And, you know, my global chat will probably get spammed with, like, you know, even STO gets spammed with fucking, like, people like, hey, do you want, you know, unlimited credits or max bullshit or, you know, all that, like...
Captain?
Like, no, I don't. Especially in an easy as shit game to level up
Standard
like STO.
orbit. Aye, sir.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's like the bots on YouTube. The bots on YouTube that make comments like, want to be friends or want to do that, you know, like all that shit. They used to would spam comments where they'd have a link to, like, you know, their porn website or whatever. But now what they do is they actually like pretend to be human. And they like have like kind
Your
of
orders,
a
sir.
AI algorithm like comment that sounds like it's a real person to get people to click on their thing,
Captain,
so that
we're
they
getting
see their
dangerously close to one of the satellites.
their what's it called?
Much closer, and we risk being
viewer
detected.
profile and
Standing by
like
for
get the
course
link to the
change,
porn
Captain.
site there.
In order to conceal our sensor scans from the Cardassians. Your orders, Captain. Initiating scan.
YouTube used to have annotations, but the problem with that is
The
like there were a
planet's
bunch of
atmosphere
bots
shows
making
traces of
videos,
nitrogen and various sulfides. No signs of technology or fabricated
and they
metal
would put
compounds.
links to their like their sites they were advertising in the annotations. So that's why YouTube got rid of them.
Course laid in. Aye aye. Leaving orbit.
Like those bots don't they don't work on 95% of the people, but they work on 5% of the people. And when you have like a traffic of like 1 million, 2 million people, that's a decent amount of people. Now you got bots pretending to be other YouTubers, like pretending to be real YouTubers, like they'll use their profile pic,
Sir,
and then they'll have
I'm
their name,
detecting
but it'll
another
be like
Cardassian
instead of an
patrol
O,
in
it's a
orbit of
0.
the planet.
Captain?
And they'll put comments in the thing like, you want a PlayStation 5 or something, message me for details or whatever, or send me this information.
Yes, sir.
And so now we got like big YouTubers like telling us, like posting
Yes,
things like community posts like, hey, don't check those aren't me. Make sure there's a verification mark. Or they'll even try to fake the verification mark with like an asterisk or something.
Your orders, Captain.
I'm sure it fools some people. Go this way.
Yes, sir.
Look here. Well, they're going that way, so if I just go over here. Yeah, it's like door-to-door salesman. I always wondered, like, who the fuck... You know what I mean? Like, people come to my door sometimes, like, do you need me to mow your lawn? Or do you need, like, me to spray for bugs? And I'm like, fuck no, I could do that myself. Offering an apartment with 0 bathroom. Wow, really? That's a steal, Kirk Cool Beans. You mean the cardboard box in the alley just for 300 bucks?
Yes, sir.
You know, or like, do you want me to paint your driveway and put the numbers of your thing? No, I don't care. I don't own the house. I rent it. Orbit planet.
Standard orbit.
Or you know what?
Aye,
If I
sir.
needed my what's it called? My lawn mowed, I just mow it myself. Or I go on the internet and find a lawn mowing company. The sketchiest thing that ever happened to me when I answered the door was these two guys, and they were selling meat. They were like selling steaks out of a pickup truck, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I told them to leave me alone. I'm like, look, man, if you guys don't leave, I'm calling the cops. You guys clearly stole those steaks.
Yes, sir.
You know, like,
Entering standard orbit.
that's clearly theft.
Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
Oh, where's the
Leaving
meat?
orbit. Entering standard orbit.
Your orders, Captain.
There was a guy that
Initiating
was
scan.
selling magazine subscriptions or some shit, right? And he knocked on my door once, and I told him to leave. And then
The
he knocked on my
atmosphere
door a
consists
second
mostly
time,
of
I guess, when he
methane
didn't get
and
anything,
hydrogen.
right?
I'm
And
not picking up
the
any
fucked up
unusual
thing was
energy
he insulted me
signatures
the
or
first time.
anomalies.
It's like, I was like, hey, look, I'm 30, I'm kind of broke. And he's like, well, when I was like your age, I was, I had a fucking sports car and all that shit. And part of me is like thinking like, oh, really?
Course
Then why are
laid
you
in.
selling shit door to door and you don't have a real job?
Yes, Captain.
Like, part of me's like that. It's like,
Leaving
also, what a
orbit.
fucking terrible salesman. You're gonna insult the person that you're trying to sell shit to?
We're getting dangerously
Get
close
the
to one
fuck
of the
off my
Cardassian
lawn.
patrols.
Like,
We should hold back or we'll be detected.
Standing by for
every
course
now and then
change,
I
Captain.
encounter people like that, like people in the service industry. Like I go to my phone place, right, and talk to the phone guy,
Captain,
and I keep
I'm
talking
picking up
about
more
internet stuff. He's like,
satellites
oh, you
orbiting
can't
the
afford that.
planet.
I'm like, I can't afford that, bitch. I make twice as much as you. You're some asshole that stands behind a counter. Just because I dress poor doesn't mean, like I make more money than you. You're just a serviceman. Yeah, I got tired of the cool car and success. Maybe he got badly divorced. Actually, I doubt it. Remember being the guy with everything? That's right. Yeah, there used to be the milkman, the dessert man. Now the milkman just goes to the store and puts the milk there, or his confections, the vendors.
Captain.
All right, what are we doing here? There's nothing here. Oh, there's like one ship, but it's all the way over there. Whoop. I just don't get that. I don't understand like how you can be a salesperson and insult the person you're trying to get sales to. You know?
Yes, Captain? Standard orbit. Aye, sir.
Have to go to the farmer's market, right? Yeah, like there's no reason for anyone to sell anything door to door. It's better to like sell it to a place, you know, like the gas station or like a supermarket, and then people go there to buy their stuff.
Yes, sir?
That's what Coca-Cola does. That's the Coca-Cola guy rides in his little Coca-Cola truck,
Captain,
goes to every like
we
gas
must orbit the
station
planet
and
in order to
supermarket on his
conceal
list
our
and
sensor
stocks
scans
Coca-Cola.
Entering
the
standard
Cardassians.
orbit.
From a domination argument tactic. Oh, you know, the funny thing is, next time that happens to me, I'll be like, can I speak to your manager? I'll get your ass fired from this entry-level shit job that you're barely making like $10 an hour doing.
Captain? Initiating scan.
Oh, this is it. This is the planet. And delivers it around, right? Pepsi does that too.
This
Pepsi,
planet
they
is
go
comprised
around.
of carbon rock with a nickel
Yeah,
iron
they're
core.
already felons.
The atmosphere is highly volatile.
Well, also
with
no one
methane,
wants to do their work.
sulfides, and carbon monoxide. It suffers constant ionic storms and shows signs of recent meteor impacts. Wait, Captain, I'm picking up a faint energy source.
I agree. I cannot get a completely accurate reading.
All right,
but
since-
the energy
speaking of
source
work, I gotta
originates
go to
from a
work.
silicate mass that
So I'm
appears
gonna
to have
end the stream
impacted
here. The game
surface
just
recently.
saved.
And a
I
waiting
know
to
I'm
check
talking
the
through what they're
readings.
saying, but
Difficult,
believe me, we'll
Commander.
see it again
the
next
ionic
time I
storms on
stream.
the surface are interfering
Here, I'll
with our
skip it. I don't care. We'll see this whole cutscene. Don't worry. We'll see. We'll see the whole thing. Oh, so hopefully, I guess hopefully I'll stream on Tuesday, or like around Tuesday, because I have Tuesday off. Thanksgiving
Transmission from the shuttle,
I
sir.
have off,
On screen.
and if I have time after making the turkey and all the shit, here I gotta. There we go. That way we don't get it. If I have time, I'll do a stream then. Hopefully I'll do like more Dragon Quest type stuff, right? I'll try to stream tomorrow again before work. I'm feeling like not better, but I feel like I'm getting more energy doing my my new diet of like high protein omega-3s or whatever. You work through Thanksgiving? Oh, that sucks. Technically, I work on Thanksgiving, but the thing is, like, I'll get off work at like 5 or 6 a.m., so I'll have the whole day. But I'll get that nice holiday pay. Oh, yeah. And that means that they'll probably want me out of there because I'll be making more money. So I'll probably actually be able to leave work early. Thank God. That should give me the time to do all the stuffings and all that good crap, right? And maybe I'll do a Thanksgiving stream. Yeah, that was the thing, is I switched my days with a coworker because he wanted. So I usually I have Wednesday, Thursday off, but I switched my Wednesday with his Tuesday because his wife and him are gonna go to San Antonio or something. So he wanted that time off, but I was like, oh, I'll take your Wednesday. That means I'll have holiday pay because once midnight comes along, it'll be all that stuff. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. Thanks Ball Busting Babe. Thanks Besson if you're still up. Thanks Kirk Cool Beans. I'll see you guys next time on the Ultra Show. You guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'm out of here. Let's see. I got an alt tab out. Oh, there we go.